One hard hit on Caitlin Clark didn't just make headlines, it shook the entire WNBA. Careers shifted, tensions rose, and the league faced tough questions about player safety, favoritism, and protecting its biggest star. Today, we're diving into the incident, its fallout, and how one collision changed everything. Let's get started. The incident that changed everything, getting waived in the WNBA, is more than a roster move. It can reset a player's entire future. One aggressive shoulder check set that process in motion, turning a former all-star into a player without a team and pushing the league into uncomfortable territory. What looked like a moment of frustration became the spark for debates about conduct, image, business pressure, and the growing influence of a rising superstar. This is how one foul on Caitlin Clark evolved into waivers, controversy, and a league-wide identity crisis. Caitlin Clark's arrival and immediate impact. Caitlin Clark did not enter the WNBA quietly. She entered with momentum, national attention, and a level of public interest rarely seen for a rookie in women's basketball. By the end of her 2021 season, she had rewritten what a first-year player could accomplish. Clark scored 769 points, delivered 337 assists, produced multiple triple-doubles, and single-handedly raised the entertainment and business metrics of the entire league. Her influence quickly became visible. League attendance surged by nearly 50%. Arenas that had struggled to break even were suddenly selling out. Multiple games crossed the 20,000 fan threshold. TV ratings jumped into record-breaking territory, and merchandise sales reached levels that the league had never experienced. Brands saw opportunity and aligned themselves with Clark immediately. She became, within months, the central marketing figure for the WNBA, its primary draw, revenue engine, and national headline. But rapid success also creates shadows. Veterans who worked for years to grow the sport suddenly watched a rookie dominate attention. Fans celebrated her rise, but players felt the external and internal pressure. Resentment began to build. Physical play intensified. Clark barely reached her 20th game when the first hard fouls appeared. These were not routine contacts. They carried emotion, frustration, competitiveness, and at times something personal. Those early hits were the warning signs of a larger shift. The Kennedy Carter incident. First major flashpoint came on June 1, 2024, in a high-profile game between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. Kennedy Carter delivered a hit that became one of the most circulated moments of the season. Clark had already passed the ball when Carter approached from behind and drove a shoulder directly into her spine. The play was unnecessary, forceful, and instantly controversial. Officials reviewed the collision and upgraded it to a flagrant one. Yet there was no ejection and no additional disciplinary consequences. The clip spread immediately across social media. Analysts asked why the league was not doing more to protect its most visible player. Fans demanded stronger policies and harsher penalties. Commentators debated whether the league was failing to adapt to its new reality. Meanwhile, Carter did not acknowledge the controversy. Instead, she posted ambiguous and dismissive reactions online, which only intensified public criticism. After the incident, Carter's career trajectory shifted. Invitations to training camps never arrived. Roster opportunities disappeared. By the start of the next season, she had not found a team willing to sign her. For many observers, her absence looked like an unspoken consequence of the Clark collision, a sign that certain actions on the court now carried repercussions beyond the box score. The Diamond DeShields collision months later, a second incident emerged, one that escalated the tension dramatically. In a late possession during another Chicago Sky matchup, Diamond DeShields delivered a forceful shoulder check to Clark that was widely viewed as intentional. The replays highlighted that there was no play on the ball. DeShields lowered her shoulder, changed her angle, and struck Clark with clear force. After Clark hit the floor, DeShields extended a hand in a dramatic, theatrical manner, which many viewers interpreted as performative rather than sincere. The sports community reacted strongly. Analysts labeled the hit as calculated and unnecessary. Some went further, describing it as an act intended to send a message or assert dominance amid rising tensions surrounding Clark's popularity. Despite the outcry, officials issued only a flagrant one. No fine, no suspension. Clark recovered, hit the free throws, and continued playing. But the broader conversation did not fade. It grew. Unlike the Carter incident, this moment drew concern from sponsors, executives, and fans across different markets. Why wasn't the league responding more firmly? Was this a discipline problem, a leadership issue, or a reflection of deeper friction among players? Team reactions and the start of a downward spiral. What followed was a series of roster decisions that raised eyebrows across the league. The Chicago Sky eventually parted ways with DeShields without fanfare. No farewell post, no tribute, no acknowledgement. Shortly after, the New York Liberty signed her, but used her sparingly and released her quickly. Then the Connecticut Sun extended an opportunity, bringing her into their system. 2 days before opening night of the 2025 season, everything changed. The Connecticut Sun issued a short, factual announcement: Diamond DeShields had been waived. There was no explanation, not regarding performance, injury, or personal reasons. There were no comments from coaching staff or front office. The tone was abrupt and final. Hours later, DeShields released an emotional video from a parking lot, speaking from inside a rental car filled with her belongings. She described a chaotic and painful situation: travel issues, uncertainty, scattered possessions, and no clear professional path forward. While some viewers expressed sympathy, others suggested this was the result of earlier choices, fueling a public narrative that her career downturn was connected directly to the Clark collision. From that moment, no team offered her a contract. The league did not announce a suspension, yet she remained unsigned. Whether deliberate or circumstantial, the practical outcome was the same. Diamond DeShields had been effectively removed from the league. The Clark clause and league pressure within the agent community. Whispers spread about an unofficial Clark clause. Players who targeted Clark risked being avoided by teams. Whether real or exaggerated, opportunities vanished for some athletes. Clark, a white rookie from Iowa, became the league's centerpiece, raising questions about race, representation, and business priorities. The generational divide grew. Veterans questioned her prominence, while younger players saw it as a chance for broader recognition. Even league leadership faced scrutiny, with speculation that both Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and the NBA were closely monitoring the situation. The business reality, why the league protected Clark while debates continued. The numbers showed why Clark had become central to league strategy. The Indiana Fever broke attendance records with over 643,000 fans in a single season. They led the league by more than 200,000 attendees. Merchandise sales increased dramatically across every market. National broadcasters saw viewership spikes every time Clark played. Networks began exploring new deals that could bring unprecedented revenue into the league. The conclusion was straightforward: Clark was a financial engine. Teams, sponsors, and executives all recognized the economic value she brought. Protecting that value became part of the league's long-term strategy. Insiders mentioned updated contract language emphasizing conduct standards related to interactions with high-profile players. No names were listed, but the implications were clear. A new environment for the 2005 season. As the 2025 season began, the atmosphere had changed. Teams now evaluated decisions through two lenses: basketball performance and public optics. Hard competition remained acceptable. Targeted, excessive contact did not. Every foul involving Clark was replayed from multiple angles online. Every reaction from players was analyzed and discussed across platforms. Coaches warned players about camera angles and body language. Sponsorship representatives monitored games for incidents that might demand quick responses. Some veterans believed the league was becoming overly cautious. Others viewed it as necessary modernization and adjustment required to protect revenue growth and long-term stability. Regardless of interpretation, the message was clear: the league had entered a new era, and actions that previously earned only routine fouls could now influence careers. The lasting impact on Diamond DeShields. Diamond DeShields' situation quickly became a symbol of the new reality in the WNBA. Whether the result of league pressure, team decisions, or simple timing, her career shift served as a warning. Physical play is part of the game, but appearing to target the league's most valuable player now carries real consequences. Some saw her departure as accountability. Others viewed it as selective enforcement. Many considered it a business decision meant to protect the league's biggest economic driver. What everyone agreed on was that Caitlin Clark had changed the environment. Her presence reshaped how teams approach contracts, marketing, discipline, and overall player conduct. Clark's rise forced the league to confront internal tensions and rethink how it protects its top assets. The long-term impact is still unfolding, and the effects of this shift on competition, culture, and future policy will define the league for years ahead.